What is up, folks? Today is a video filled with tons of zombies and loads of blood. I'm talking about Sker Ritual, a round-based zombie game that has more under the surface than it seems. So let's hop into this. Is Sker Ritual worth the $25 price tag? Let's find out. But before I tell you my name and we get on with this review, I'm going to put two of my favorite zombie games somewhere in this video. They aren't hidden and they're not hard to figure out what they are, but they're just going to be somewhere. Comment what they are, and I'm going to enter you into a chance to win a copy of Sker Ritual that I will pay for. The winner will be announced in 7 days from the release of this video under my community tab, and I will put it in the video leading up. So with that said, my name is Tanner, and this is For Your Money, a different kind of review. So the short version of the story, you are awoken by Aryenwen, the daughter of Elizabeth. The woman who conquered Sker Island now wants to dominate by playing a siren song for the entire world to hear. A plan that will bring a hellish landscape to Earth. A task so dangerous you'll have more than a few quiet ones to worry about. Your job? Survive and bring an end to Elizabeth's plan by taking her down and other monsters in her charge. Now this is a brief overlook of what you're actually going to be seeing and hearing while trying to survive. The juicier details come from the pages that you're going to acquire around the 4 different maps, as well as you'll find some of them that are dropped by dead enemies. In this, you'll see things like the diagram of the radio tower she plans to use and the places she wants to target. Reports of experimenting with different creatures to enhance their abilities, making them better warriors and even better listeners. But you'll also see diary entries from Aryenwen and Elizabeth that allows light into their background and how their characters developed and why they took diverging paths. It's not the most gripping story you're ever going to encounter, but it is a neat account that's being told, and the way it delivers more insight to the collectibles around the map, I'm a sucker for that. I love when the items you compile in a game are more than a piece of art or something of that nature. And there's nothing wrong with those, but I just personally like a collectible that can add depth to any enemy, area, or the characters. If you're a Call of Duty Zombies fan, you're going to feel one of two ways about this. You're going to feel my way, which is this is a fun game that scratched an itch. Or you're just going to say it's a cheap knockoff, and why play it when you can simply go back to Call of Duty? Yes, this game is very similar to their zombies, but it's also slightly easier. You pick from 4 of the maps, each containing their own bits of the story and boss fights. And some of the maps are going to have more than one boss fight, and others are going to have more abominations that get summoned, which are just easier versions of either the bosses or the mini bosses that you'll battle. You start out with a pistol, and you're going to get your points, obviously, by killing the quiet ones. Hoarding points to open up doors around the map, obtaining weapons found by the laughing policeman stand, things of that nature. You understand the flow of these kinds of games. You also have a health bar, that's a nice difference from the Call of Duty Zombies. Off the bat, you can take a nice beating before you go down. But once you do, you can revive yourself with a life token, and I'm getting into this specifically because that life token makes this game way easier. Because once used, you can go to one of the many stations around the map and buy another. Use it, buy another, use it. It just keeps going and going. You can only hold one at a time, but the machines don't stop working. So with so many of them around the map, you really have no excuse not to have one, and you should. It's insurance to keep the match from stopping. And on top of that, you can select a difficulty for your game. I stayed on normal, and while times can seem tough, you can maneuver pretty good to avoid any unwanted damage. You can see from this clip, my buddy had died, and I was left to fight a boss all alone, and I just kept jumping around, avoiding electric damage, then dodging and weaving, then using the health flask that obviously heals you, and it's on a 30-second cooldown, so nothing too bad. It's just another advantage for the players, a health potion that is readily available. With all that, you can also buy perks off the walls. There are 5 different ones to pick from, and you can have them all. A perk that increases your health by a certain percentage, reload faster, shock damage while reloading your gun, move faster, and increase fire rate. Now, I didn't mention any specifics because you can upgrade all these perks, so your health could be increased by 70%. Or if you upgrade Elixir of Life all the way, your health can be increased by 100%. Or maybe you're upgrading your shock damage, so it could be anywhere from 50 to 70% of the weapon damage. Around the map, you're also going to find ammo machines to refill ammo for any gun in your hand, upgraded or not. Now, the other 2 things that will ensure your survival and completion of the task at hand will be the dog, who acts as a randomizer for anything from bad to excellent weapons. You can get a nice M1 Grand type weapon that is, let's say, level 2, and it beats the dickens out of every enemy. Or receive something along the lines of a baseball bat, which It is decent. It's a nice melee weapon to start, but to really get it kicking, you're going to have to upgrade to the Laughing Policeman Supercharger. I mean, essentially, it is a pack-a-punch, but it is way more expensive. A higher-end weapon costs about $15,000 to $30,000 upgrade, depending on what level you got the weapon at. And it's not a waste either. Like, these guns are going to put fear into the toughest foe, and it's going to make things a whole hell of a lot easier. Now, other weapons, like the baseball bat, for example, that's going to cost about $5,000 to improve, and it's just going to continue to raise in price as you upgrade. The combat feels nice when you're blasting tons of enemies away. It's challenging, but it's nothing that can't be overcome with a few good weapons at hand. It really did scratch an itch for a wave-based zombie game for me, and perhaps it's because I played with friends. Like, that helped with the overall fun time I had uncovering the secrets that these maps had to offer. The one downside that I found with this game, and I'm positive that it's going to be patched, is the frame rates in the higher rounds. Now, not all the time, but a few times you're going to notice the frames dwindle with loads of enemies on screen, and in higher rounds, there are going to be a lot of creatures headed your way. I only noticed these drops in smaller areas, while larger ones didn't quite do this, so it's nothing to really worry about, but it is something that I should mention. For the design, the game looks really good. It's nothing jaw-dropping or revolutionary. The maps are diverse and look nothing like one another, and same goes for the bosses. All are going to be fought differently, some in wider areas, others in tight spaces that do feel intimidating. One of the things that this game does right, in my opinion, is the customization of the character. So there are microtransactions. It's nothing expensive, like $5, but I think everything's on sale for like $3.49, and it's only cosmetics. Or you can play the levels, beat them, and then unlock one of the billions of masks there are, one of the million backgrounds on the menu, one of the hundreds of voice lines. I mean, you get my drift. There is cosmetic galore for you to unlock, and they are damn neat. All of them were derived from folklore, horror, anything relating in that manner. Now, it can seem overwhelming, the amount there is, but it's just a few categories, so it's nothing to get flustered over. So here's a few clips of the design. Go ahead and judge for yourself.
The main control room is ahead, but the door is sealed. You'll need to find 4 cylinders to unlock it. That's Lucky. He's such a faithful dog. You might be able to help him.
Multiplayer games are always a doozy for me to review. It's all about relevancy. I do think $25 is a fitting price tag, but to someone who's, solo only, maybe 15 or 20 is better for you. I don't know. That's up to you. For me, I had a blast playing this game. It's nothing special, but it offers funny moments with some hilarious character movements. I mean, the tasks in the levels feel like they belong and add a sense of purpose and heart pounds as you're just trying to complete that objective, but you have hordes around you. It does have some hiccups, but none of it really bore down on the gameplay enough to really make a dent in the enjoyment to be had, and I never had any game-breaking glitch. For a company that usually puts out live-action games like Late Shift or 5 Dates, these folks did good, and I can't wait to see what they do next. That's all I got. Be sure to subscribe, comment the games I put in the video, and I will pick that winner in 7 days, and I will be back with Stellar Blade.